Good morning. I still can't sit very low in front of the computer. The desktop is downloading updates. Don't you just love Microsoft? So I'm on the laptop with the poor video, and I can't stay too long because I have to sit in Great Granny's rocking chair instead of the recliner chair. Hi, Howard, in the chat room. Let me type. Okay. I overslept because I had trouble falling asleep last night. The pain in my back is bearable now, but if I sit for too long in a straight back chair, I'm in trouble. It's a good thing that I have Great Granny's rocking chair. It's better. I can rock. You know, Great Granny had this chair because she had broken her back. A lot worse than my back. She was in a car crash. Well, thank you, Great Granny, Hannah Leah Cornelissen. I got her chair. And I got my DNA results from Ancestry, and I did match a first half cousin who is a Busby. So Dad must have been my father. The thing is, we share the same grandfather, but not the same grandmother. And Dad's half-brother Chuck married a Hawaiian woman. So this cousin is half Hawaiian. But Ancestry did not find any Hawaiian DNA in him. Excuse me? There's something wrong with this picture. Get the silly hat off. But I don't care. Anyway, I can't do it 2 hours like this, but I thought I'd better say hello. So Dad was my father. He died in 2014. His baby half-brother, is my Uncle Ken, is still alive, but older than the hills. And let's see. Well, you know, we all knew that Mom slept around, but apparently Dad at least got to be my father. I'm only a 37% match with my brother and a 44% match with my sister. But odds are they're Busbies too, but Mom didn't think they were. I think she was hoping that someone else was their father. Oh well. Witta. Oh, I made a mess. I put my thing somewhere. Witta sent me a lovely card. I don't know where I put it. Let's see. Let's see. No, not this bag. That's medical stuff. Might be this one. Let me see. Well, this is the one I showed you before with the ducky and the owl pictures. Okay. Well, I don't know where it is. Let me see. No. I even got one from my insurance agent. I put Witta's card somewhere, and I'm just not sure where. Dang it. And I have 2 letters to send in the mail, and I don't know where they are. Uh-oh. And one's my electric bill. Anyway, thank you for the lovely card. I'll try one more place. Aha! This must be it. A happy birthday card. With all the glare in this house, it's hard to see it, but I really appreciate the card. I need to find all my refrigerator magnets so I can put the cards on the outside of my fridge. Okay. My son came to visit on Sunday, which was actually Father's Day. So, yes, I had a good birthday. And he took some of his stuff. You know how grown-up kids are. They leave all their stuff at your house. He took a bunch of it. And we just sat and talked for a long time. And it was really nice. And then a local friend brought me 2 potted tomato plants to replace the ones that got killed by frost because I planted them too early. I should have kept them inside a little longer. And let's see, I've been to the doctor again. It's confusing because I have kidney problems, so my kidneys hurt, and they're right next to the part of my spine that hurts. But so far, I do have compressed discs and cracked vertebrae, not completely broken, and they're only cracked on the dorsal side, not the ventral. In other words, the part that faces, the part that you touch when you touch your back, that's dorsal, the back side. When they break on the other side, up against your inner organs, that's worse, much worse. I'm not smoking as much, especially the first few days I was home from the hospital, because it wasn't worth it to get up and get a cigarette. And I'm not stupid enough to smoke in bed. That used to be rather common in the golden age of Hollywood. Some starlet or mostly women, I think, but men too, would get really drunk, smoke in bed, and the fabrics they used in those days were much more flammable than what we have today. And they die basically from smoke inhalation because they dropped the cigarette when they passed out drunk and things would burn. So never smoke in bed. Mom, the idiot, smoked in bed. But she was such a bad alcoholic that it didn't really make her that drunk anymore. She just actually would put some vodka into her cup of coffee and keep it on the nightstand so that every time she woke up, she could get a sip of her vodka. Oh, gosh. So I have good reasons for not becoming a lush. I can have a glass of wine with dinner, but that's really my limit. Just one, and with food. And I enjoy a good glass of sherry. It tastes kind of nutty. It's different from any other wine. Uh, just on a whim, I decided to test what Phil told me about wines. If it's imported, like sherry wine from Spain or France, a Bordeaux from France, a sherry from Spain, um, you pay twice as much for stuff that might not even be drinkable. And a good California wine will beat the pants off anything that's imported, unless you have like $1,000 a bottle to spend on imported wine. And then you don't get it at the grocery store. Oh, wow. Anyway, no, I'm not taking opioids because they make me vomit. I'm just using a leave. I was on ibuprofen at the doctor's recommendation, but it was making me vomit, and I need to gain weight, so that's not a good thing. So I switched myself to a leave, and I have some muscle relaxants. But, the pain is still there. And anyway, I did want to come on and reassure all of you I'm still here. Nothing bad is happening. It's just that I'm so slowed down. Yeah, for a while, I really couldn't sit more than maybe 5 minutes on this chair. I am having trouble with processing the payment from Buy Me a Coffee. Their website is confusing, and I had to do a Google search to find out how to contact them because there's nothing on the website. So today I'll be calling on the phone. I might make an appearance on Cardinal Sin, but it is not set in stone just yet. I mean, I will eventually, but I might do it soon. The pain is bearable. For a while there, I was really just lying down, sort of, but elevated on the recliner, about 40 degrees, and drinking Boost nutrition shakes. I tried Ensure because the only chocolate ones the store had were Ensure, and it's not as good as Boost. It was kind of chalky. My son says I should try Ensure Plus, that it's better. Ah, it's good to be on Great Granny's rocking chair. Oh, I should, even though I have some Camel filters. Where is it? Dunhills, courtesy of Cardinal Sin. They say smoking kills, and on the back, protect children, don't make them breathe your smoke. And some of them say something about how it kills your sperm so you can't make babies. I think their plan is to make it so difficult to get to the cigarette that you give up smoking because you can't get it out of the pack. Next time, if there is a next time, I want to try the red ones. But they're incredibly expensive. They're long, like 100 millimeter, like long American cigarettes. They seem to be a little low in flavor and nicotine. They must be lights, but they're good. The worst part of my day is feeding the cats because their dishes go on the floor. Now, Tora will eat up on a kitchen counter, but Sweetie won't. And it's really hard for me to reach the floor, anything down low. But I'm getting better. And I have a grabber thingy. I'll grab the grabber, show you. It's a grabber. I don't know if you can see it very well. You pull the handle like a trigger, and you can lock it shut. It's good for small things. All right, you get back where you belong. There, here. Anyway, it's an interesting thingy. Hi, Circle K. CLEK. No, I can't grab the kiddie bowls with that. I just get as low as I can above the kiddie bowl and shake the can or spoon it out and let it fall the last few inches into their dish. Or today, the kiddie bowl is in the kitchen sink to be washed, so I'll fill it on the countertop and drop their dish onto the floor. Wow. Dunhills. Someone from the UK said, real cigarettes. Ah. Okay. Circle K has been reading Phil's books, binge reading. Oh, I'm so glad you got a collection to read. Read like 12 of them already. Awesome. Yeah. The first one of his books that I read after I knew who he was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It was only later that I realized that he wrote The Unteleported Man, which I had read when I spent a weekend in a mountain cabin, and it was the only book there. And I had read his story, Rude, in a book that was a collection of short stories by different authors. Yeah, it probably is breaking up, Howard, because I have a weak internet signal today. A great deal of Valis, it consists of things that actually happened to Phil. Of course, exaggerated and embellished. And it was actually not the first version of Valis that he wrote. He wrote it after we split up. He was mad at me. Well, he brought a moving van, took all the furniture, and moved out. And I had no choice. I had to go live with my mother because I didn't have any money. And he was mad at me for moving so far away. But it was only a few months before I came back and rented a room, and he could see his son, Christopher, anytime he wanted. I'm glad it seems okay now, Howard. Anyway, I just couldn't let another Tuesday go by without getting in touch with my wonderful chatters and viewers and listeners. Hi, Tora. I can't pick her up to show you, but she's here. Oh, and there's Sweetie. Yeah, they're demanding their treats. Today it's party mix. I had to put my sleeping bag outside. Sweetie peed on it. She knows how to use a litter box, but she's picky. And if I don't scoop it 6 times a day, she won't use it. Hi, Jan. In the chat room. Wow. Oh, at least the sun is shining and we're headed into monsoon season, so here and there we'll have a rain shower. Saves on my water bill. $74. Little bits and pieces of it are still clear in my mind. So apparently, must have been targeted by people with an early iteration of the voice of God technology, where they use, first off, microwaves that make you ill, and second, actually put voices into your head. But then he was contacted by what he thought was the Holy Spirit, saving him from the harassment that he was suffering. Got an ouchie right here because I have cats. She didn't do it on purpose. But her claw got hooked in my skin because she was kneading me, as cats do. Didn't you, Tora? They're sitting around me like vultures. Okay, all right. But this is the limit. Third time is the charm, right? Kitties. Oh boy, I have a lot to do today, mostly on the phone. It's still pollen season and weed season, but gotta mail the electric bill and a letter. You Oh, there we go. I'm losing the internet connection. This little thingy. Sometimes if I wave it around up high, it gets. Yeah, Phil used to say, wind me up and I write at all odd hours to type up something he'd thought. And he made a lot of handwritten notes too. Yeah, evil Verizon, evil Microsoft, they're all evil. And they've made us dependent on their technology. The only problem is the other services available up here are worse, or they use Verizon towers, but Verizon customers have first dibs. They have priority. The eternal loading screen, huh? It's working on my end. I'm really a little over the half-hour limit set for me. Of course, what do doctors know? Um, it's been decades since I studied pre-med, but I do try to keep up with the literature, especially as it applies to me. I think with the nutrition shakes and getting rid of processed food and, you know, going slower and being more careful, I'll probably be on the mend from now on. Ah, yeah. Evil back. Well, with partly my internet went down briefly. But yeah, sometimes reloading is what you have to do. Phil thought he had been reloaded or rebooted and had downloads from the Holy Spirit or Valis. Yeah, detox is a full-time job. Oh well, oh, and my son helped me move some things that needed moving while he was here. I can walk around the house a little better, but I still have to go slow and be careful. 2 years ago, I was impatient, and you know how we tell children don't run in the house? Well, I ran in the house and took a big fall and broke my leg. They say my hip, but it was really my leg, the femur. So, 2 titanium pins in my leg. And if they don't cause me any problems, they'll just stay there. My friend Brenda had a similar experience, and she ended up having the pins removed because they were hurting her. I might just keep mine. I'll set off metal detectors the rest of my life. Oh well. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I really need to get back to writing. I have a murder mystery to finish, and a book about the exegesis. Is killing my back. Get this brace adjusted. It helps. To me to have to see doctors. For one thing, you wait an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and the doctor has 5 minutes for you. The other thing is, I've been healthy most of my life. I'm the fortunate descendant of survivors of a tough life. I had scarlet fever. I quarantined myself so no one else would catch it. Lasted 3 days, and I was drinking bottled water and pink lemonade. No food. I was in my 40s. I think I was 40. Let's see. Maybe 41 or 2. And except for when the fever broke, I was okay the whole time. But in the hour leading up to the fever breaking, I fell asleep and had weird dreams. I dreamed I was a lamb. Next to my mother, the sheep. And a big bird came down from the sky and grabbed me by my rib cage and was lifting me up. And I was calling for my sheep mother, actually making a sheep sound. And my own voice woke me up. The fever broke, and I was well again. But this, various people have sent me stuff, and I'm sorry I did not do an unboxing. There's a boron complex and vitamin K and glucosamine, chondroitin, turmeric, and MSM all together. And vitamin D3. One friend is going to send me kratom, or is it kratom? Supposed to kill pain but tastes nasty. I'll try it. I did try CBD oil. $20 for this little thing. It feels good going on, but then it doesn't seem to do anything. So I'm using Bengay. Bengay has aspirin and menthol and camphor, and it soaks into your skin. I think it probably has DMSO to make it soak in. It really does help. Hi, at Sequentia. Hi, Oswald. I can't go much longer today. I'm already Kratom is highly addictive. I'll be careful. Cigarette went out again. I've learned that on most days I don't so much smoke cigarettes as burn them. They burn up in the ashtray because I get distracted. This too shall pass. There's all kinds of pollen up here because of the trees and the weeds. Anyway, I'll try kratom, but I imagine that the bitter taste. I'm not really into bitter flavors. Someone suggested a spoonful of honey in a glass of water with the kratom. At Sequentia, my back broke again. I was lying on the recliner chair in a fetal position with a cat on top of the blankets, and I had to get up urgently. And I think the twisting motion just finished off one of my bones. It's just cracked, not completely broken. But, yeah. For all the good the hospital did, other than the CT scan, I could have just stayed home and taken a leave until it settled down. But the one day I could not get up from the recliner. Ordinarily, I take my arms and pull the armrests so that the back of the chair comes forward and helps me to get up, and I couldn't even do that. So, called the paramedics, went by ambulance to the hospital. I do have muscle relaxants left over from last October, and they helped somewhat. But, you have to be extra careful when all your muscles are relaxed. Oh, Circle K. I don't think it's called a phalange. That's fingers and toes. But I know what you mean. There's these little spike-shaped parts of your vertebrae. They stick out. And that's what my dad broke when he broke his back in 1961. Oh, yeah. Dad was in so much pain. There happened to be a medical doctor on the ski slope, and he gave my dad a shot of morphine, and Dad said it didn't even touch the pain. He was actually turning. Oh, well. He did heal, but he could not go back to his job. He tried, He was what they called a sheet metal engineer, not with an engineering degree, but he would use various shop tools to cut and mold metal into shapes like hinges. Hinges is what I remember the most. He was asked to test this newfangled kind of hinge for a door on a space capsule. So he made one. I guess he made several of them and tested them out. Yeah, back pain is no bueno, and I've always had back pain. Doctors are idiots sometimes. Two hospitals in a row didn't even investigate whether I had a kidney problem because I had pain in my kidneys. At least they took care of my back, and my GP sent me to a urologist to see about my kidneys. It's kind of hard to tell when you have a kidney infection and a broken back. It's kind of hard to tell what's wrong until you realize that it's both. I'm headed toward an hour and said not to sit for more than half an hour. So I'm cheating by getting up and walking around and then sitting again. Oh well, the CT scan showed that my back was broken. I will look into kratom. Oh, liver. Yeah, that's why I don't take Tylenol. I like my liver and I want to keep it. Oh, the pain. The pain. I'm doing Dr. Smith on the old TV show Lost in Space. He was always going, the pain, the pain. Okay, I'll be really careful about kratom. Opioids are also addictive, but they make me vomit, so there's no chance that I'll get hooked on those. I'd rather die than vomit. Had to give up ibuprofen, which is really a less irritating form of aspirin, and I had to quit that because I was vomiting. So I'm on a leave, which can have terrible side effects, but it's working. We've had x-rays since the early 20th century, even though they didn't have CT scans. CT scans are fancy x-rays. They do a series of x-rays of slices of your body. Pain messed with my head. It's still messing a little. But I know that my brain is fuzzy, so I go slow and be careful. And even so, once in a while, I put the spoon of instant coffee into the wrong cup. Or I either forget to add sugar or I add 2 spoons instead of 1. Yep. As I said, it's gotten to a tolerable level. I have to keep telling doctors just because I'm stoic doesn't mean I don't feel pain. I just don't scream about it. One thing that helps, and I don't know why, is black licorice. Like Good and Plenty or Good and Plenty. It's the real thing. Or that Australian stuff that they sell at our local Ace Hardware. Not sure where I put it. Anyway, no clue why, but black licorice helps, and it's okay to get hooked on black licorice. It can actually have serious health consequences, but you have to eat huge quantities of black licorice, to get those side effects. When you break a bone, it usually swells up immediately. Ah, wow. You know, I've spent 2 years with up on the good foot, down on the bad. Well, now both my legs are bad. I can't win. So I just go by, well, which one is worse today? I thank God I can still walk. Now I'm really wondering where I put the things I need to mail. I thought they were right up here, and they aren't. So where'd I put them this time? Oh well. I've had to get people to do things for me that a month ago I could still do for myself. I hope this heals fast. The thing from Australia is black licorice. Jan, let me see. It's got to be in this mess. Oh, there it is, right here. Hang on. Soft Australian licorice. It's almost empty. Original flavor, plant-based, no palm oil, high fructose corn syrup. Just the good stuff. From Daryl Lee. It's so good. And plenty, which has high fructose corn syrup. But in the end, sugar is sugar. By the time your food goes through your digestive system, sugar is sugar. And you don't want a lot of. Jan says Daryl Lee is a good brand. Oh, Jan, the postage for sending it to me would be outrageous, and I can get it locally now. So thank you, but don't spend the money to ship licorice to me. There was a time when I could eat candy bars all day long. But, well, I worked stocking vending machines. I was surrounded by candy and chips, or what you might call crisps. But now I really don't crave sugar. It's good. I like it. I love a sweet and sour sauce on my chicken. It's usually chicken. We do need sugar. We just don't need it in the huge amounts like at McDonald's. Even their hamburger buns are loaded with sugar. That's why everything tastes so good at McDonald's. Although I beg to disagree. It's been a few years, but I wanted a Big Mac, so I got one. Brought it home. It was not the Big Mac I remember. It's changed. People raised a big stink and had protests and marches in the 70s because McDonald's was mixing chicken parts with their hamburger meat. Turns out that was a lot better for your health than 100% beef. And McDonald's gets their beef from the ranches in South America, where they cut down the rainforest to plant crops and raise cattle. I gotta stand up. My back is complaining. Anyway, I eat steak, but I don't eat one every day or even once a week. Maybe once a month. Maybe. Oh, Trader Joe's ice cream. Yeah, it's a bit of a journey to get to the Trader Joe's from here. I've been there once in a while. I used to like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Not anymore. I get my ice cream off the Schwann's truck. They are really careful about their ingredients, where they source them and what they use, and they frozen, flash frozen. There's fish and chicken and Um, beef. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm losing the internet again. I think it's time to call it a day. I'm making me hungry too, Circle K. Oh, KFC is using cabbage on their burgers instead of lettuce because of the massive floods and damage in Australia. They had trouble getting lettuce. Oh, I like cabbage. I like a good coleslaw. At Sequentia, I think McDonald's just isn't good for you. I don't eat there now. Once in a great while, if I really don't have any other choice, I'll get their fish burger. Filet of fish. It tastes pretty good. Okay, it's time to call it a day. My back doesn't want me to sit in this chair anymore. So let's see. Thank you all for listening and have a great day. And who's calling me? Nobody calls me. Hello?
Yes, this is Radio Pharmacy in Blue Jay calling for Tessa.
Speaking.
Hi, Tessa. We just need to verify on the prescriptions that you picked up.